Everybody keeps saying that nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but no one's turned this puss out. So how do we really know? No one's popped it, locked it, polka dotted it, country fried, and hip hopped it, putting our hawk in the sky, moving it side to side, jump to the left, stick it, glide. So how do we really know? Hi everybody, welcome to Sriracha and the Beanbag. I'm Sriracha and this is a beanbag. And yeah, I got a motherfucking mic stand. I got a mic stand for a future project for things that you already know are happening. I'm going to be starting a podcast soon. I'll be transitioning this into a podcast. So I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Same terrible bullshit content, but it's going to be long. So instead of like 13 to 15 minutes, it's going to be like 35 minutes to possibly an hour. I don't know if any of you really want to hear me yap for that long, but if you will do so, please, I'd appreciate it. So today I'm kind of going to be talking about whatever the fuck I want. I just have something to get off my chest. When I was a kid, I was really confused by Austin Powers. And what I mean by that is I thought everyone thought that he was sexy. And I was like really disgusted by him. And I was like, why does everyone think Austin Powers is sexy? He's so icky, gross. And now growing up, I realized, oh, no one thinks he's hot and sexy. That's just like kind of the running gag of the movie. Unless I'm really far off and all of you think that he's hot, sexy, and fly, in which case, get better standards for men. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite movie of all time. You already know I got that shit on. The live action Bratz movie means so much to me. I remember watching it in the 5th or 6th grade with my friend Kaylee. Kaylee and I are no longer friends because I moved states the year after that and I didn't keep up with anyone. But I remember watching it at her home and being like, this is the greatest movie that I've ever seen. And then a few years later, there was a boy that I had a crush on when I still lived in that state. And I texted him Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. And I was like, this song makes me think of you. And then she texted me from his phone being like, this is Kaylee. This is his girlfriend. Back off. And I was like, I didn't even know you guys were together. I'm so sorry. How are you? And she's like, I don't want to talk to you. And fair enough, but I was not coming after your man. Also, we were 13. I'm so sorry. So unfortunately, Bratz did receive like a 3-star rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not how you rate it. Hold on. Rotten Tomatoes. Your toes are fucking rotten. Okay, so Bratz was released in 2007 and it currently has a 10% on the tomato meter. Can I just say, why are we trusting tomatoes to decide what movies are good and what's not? So it has a 46% on the popcorn meter. What the fuck is this rating system? Tomatoes and popcorn? I don't trust food to tell me if a movie's good or not. Also, just because something has a Rotten Tomato score of like -400 doesn't necessarily mean that it is the worst movie of all time, i.e. the 2007 live-action Bratz movie. Don't forget I did that. What I really remember about the Bratz movie was the incredible fashion and the soundtrack. I don't know if any of you grew up at the same time that I did, but I'm 27. So at this time, my favorite group in the entire world was the Clique Girls. The Clique Girls consisted of 3 girls, Destiny, Paris, and Ariel. Destiny and Paris were siblings, and Ariel was their friend. However, Ariel left the group because I guess some shit that happened with the momager. So Destiny and Paris's mom was like the manager, I think, and she like never got solos, right? And when she did, it was like just the bridge of a song, which if you're only getting a solo during the bridge of the song, just like know that like the team hates you. So eventually Ariel left the group and a girl named Sarah joined. It wasn't me. It was a girl without an H on her name and she had brown hair, which really fucked up the dynamic because the group was 3 blonde little girls and now you have a brunette. And then they did like a baby bottle pop commercial and I was like, this isn't real. I miss who you used to be. I miss Ariel. Okay, the reason I bring up the Clique Girls is because their song Alter Ego is in the movie and it is, I would dare to say, one of the best songs of all time. The lyrics go, I can be good, she can be bad, we can be this and that. She's my alter ego. It's very like the Sasha Fierce of the Bratz 2007 world. Also, when did that album come out? When was Sasha Fierce? I am Sasha Fierce. I am Sasha Fierce. Studio album by Beyonce, 2008. So you mean to tell me that the Clique Girls, consisting of Destiny, Paris, and Ariel, came out with Alter Ego, a song that predates I Am Sasha Fierce? Okay, so the Bratz consist of, well, I have them right here. Jade, Sasha, Yasmin, Chloe. I don't have a favorite, although my favorite is changing constantly. At this moment in time, I would probably say it's Chloe and Sasha. They're my two faves. However, I do love Jade, and occasionally Yasmin will get on my good side when she stops sleeping with my boyfriend. The movie begins. It's 4 girls who have the coolest bedrooms you've ever fucking seen. They all get on their IMAX and they're like, guys, it's the first day of school. What are we wearing today? Can you wear leg warmers on your fucking arms? And I'm eating that shit up, right? So the 4 girls wake up. They're getting ready for the day. Hey, hey. That's the song. The song starts, like the movie starts with the song that goes, hey, hey. And it's like, good. Chloe's the sporty one. She's like, I play soccer. I'm not like other girls. And then you have Sasha, who's like, I'm a cheerleader and I'm really good at it. And then you have Jade, who's like, I'm very smart. But then you get into her closet and she has a fucking secret compartment closet within her closet. So her first closet that you see is like skirts and sweaters, because her mom is like, you have to be like this. And then she opens up her secret closet and it's fucking whore central, okay? She's got G-strings in there and she's gonna wear it to school. But underneath her clothes, classic teenage movie trope, preteen teenage movie trope, wearing whore clothes underneath your good girl clothes. Also, no one talk about the 2 missing nails. That is between me, myself, and the person I'm fucking, okay? So the 4 girls, they get to school and they're like, hey, it's our first day of high school. Nothing bad can happen because we're friends. And then they do a little handshake where they go, BFFs. And I'm like, okay, I kind of fucking love that. Like, friendship is forever. If you want to be my lover, you've got to get with who? My fucking friends. We see Jade pull up. She's the only person who hasn't made it yet. And we're like, where is our friend Jade? Jade pulls up. Her mom is like, happy first day of school. And her mom's like, I can't wait for you to sign up for like science class. Science club. Something smart people do. And she's like, okay, mom, like, I love you. Goodbye. Right? Because that's what you do to your parents. You hate them publicly when they drop you off at school. So her 3 friends are looking at her like, what the fuck are you wearing? Which is like kind of mean as fuck, because like, what if she didn't have an extra outfit to change into? You're just gonna like bully your friend because she has to wear clothes that her parents want? Like, fuck you. Like, you should love her for who she is on the inside. But that's okay, because she has what? She has what? A passion for fashion. We see the 3 girls, Chloe, Sasha, and Jade. Nope, Yasmin. They're all circling around her and they're like, she's in the middle and she's ripping up her clothes. She's getting naked at school, outside, in front of everyone, in front of people she hasn't even met. Her first day of school, by the way. So she's getting fucking naked. And then they move, and in slow-mo, a song comes on that goes, express yourself, girl, let it all hang out. Just do your thing, ain't nothing to worry about. And we see Jade, as we know and love her, hair straight, looking crazy, blue streaks. She's wearing pants, hot black and red pants, cool zip up like Ed Hardy, what the fuck ever, heels. She looks hot. She's a fucking slut. She's 14. So then they pull up and there's who? We have Meredith Baxter Dimley. She's a blonde girl, so you know she's a fucking bitch. She's like the school president or whatever, even though she's like also 14. So it's like, how did you really get that job? She's there with Chelsea from That's So Raven and another girl and a guy who will become a love interest to someone at some point. Sure. And then the principal of the school is none other than John Voight, but he's a bumbling fucking idiot, right? He's like, okay, so here's why he's important. He is the dad to Meredith Baxter Dimley, the blonde bitch, right? Who is Chelsea Staub. Okay, this is a star-studded cast. I just have to let it all hang out. So, John Voight is a bumbling idiot, and there's like a statue of him at the school that looks just like him, except his nose is like honk, like wonka wonka, right? He looks insane. But then there's like a co-principal who is not John Cena, but another man. And he's like burly and like na. But he's like really the like brawn of what, okay, whatever. So Meredith is at the table with her two goons and one boy with lots of hair and I think a brown jacket. I need you to know I'm just recounting this like from off the dome, okay? I'm not looking at anything. This is how I remember it. So she's there and she is directing people where to sit because if there's one thing about high school, it's that you have to know where to sit. There is, what is it called? Scheduled seating? Assigned seating. Every high school has assigned seating at lunch. And for some reason, the day has just begun and we've already started assigning seats for lunch. So at one area, you have like hippy dippy people, which is like trying to be like PG for fucking stoners, right? They're toking it up outside of school. Then you have like people who wear dinosaur hats, which is a classic club that you have in school. And then you have like the soccer players, the other people. There's the three genders, dinosaur people, soccer players, and other. The Bratz, they walk in and they're like, no, I'm going to sit with whoever the fuck I want to sit with. And that pisses Meredith Baxter Dimley off because she's like, I'm blonde. You have to sit where I said you had to sit. So everyone goes to their classes and like it's cool and all. But then there's like tryouts. So Sasha goes to cheerleading tryouts and she fucking crushes it. She's doing like backflips and like splits on the dick. Like she's fucking killing it. Then we have Chloe, who is actually a fucking idiot. But for some reason, the second she gets onto a soccer field, she's like, wow, 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 wow. She's like eating it the fuck up. And then for some reason, Jade has two things that she likes to do because she's super smart and she also has a passion for fashion. So she walks into class looking like a hot fucking slut, right? And then there's this one kid who's like, you can't be good at science. You're a fucking slut. And then she's like, beep, beep, ba-da-da-da-do-da-do-do. And he's like, holy shit, you're really fucking good at science. You're not just a slut. You're also Albert Einstein. And then Yasmin loves to sing. She has a passion for singing, but she has terrible stage fright. And as someone who also like kind of dealt with stage fright, I really connected with her. So she's like, I could audition for the choir, but I'm a bitch. So she doesn't. So then everyone kind of like gets into their respective things except for Yasmin. Yasmin has no fucking friends, but the other girls do. Okay, and then we have one of the most insane fucking scenes in all of cinema history. So we have girl, Yasmin, walking through hallway with books, right? Cute boy walking through hallway with books. She's like not paying attention, right? Because they're like all kind of stupid as fuck. So she's like not paying attention and she smacks into this fucking guy, right? And she looks at him and she goes, oh, are you fucking blind, you fucking idiot? Why the fuck did you do that shit? And then he looks at her and he goes, no, but I'm deaf.
What?
She goes, huh? She does like the Home Improvement. That's by Tim Allen. She goes, and he goes, is this deaf? Is this deaf? I'll have to look that up. But he's like, I'm deaf. And she's like, you don't sound deaf. You fucking bitch. And then he goes, well, you don't look ignorant. Yeah, he fucking ate her the fuck up and she feels horrible, right? Because she just told this deaf person that he doesn't sound deaf. What the fuck? So Sasha makes cheerleading and she becomes like the coolest fucking cheerleader. And she's like, I'm going to sit at the cheerleading table. And then Chloe is like, I'm now on the soccer team. I'm going to sit with the soccer players. And then Jade is like, I have a passion for fashion and I'm also really good at science. I'm going to go sit with the science people. And guess who's left out? Yasmin, the girl who hates deaf people. So then everybody's busy with their own shit, right? They got their own clubs and then they fall apart as friends. Then 2 years later, we cut to 2 years later in the Bratz universe, the Bratz diversed. They can drive now, okay? And Chloe rides a fucking moped because she's a fucking idiot. So who's eating this the fuck up? Meredith Baxter Dimley. She's like, This is what happens. People are who they are, and they leave out their friends for different friends. So now everyone's sitting at the table that I want them to sit at. And it's like, what a boring life this girl must lead, right? But like, that's what happens when your dad's John Voight and you got nothing else going on. So 2 years later, we're at school. High school never ends. 2 years later. So remember earlier when I was like, oh, Meredith Baxter Dimley has like a boy that's standing next to her? Well, that's her boyf, right? Well, the boyf likes Chloe, you know, the bumbling fucking idiot. So they meet on the stairs during lunch and they're like kind of flirting, kind of talking. And Meredith Baxter Dimley is like, what the fuck are you talking to my fucking boyfriend? So she has a little doggy that she brings around school, right? Because she's blonde and it's the early 2000s. And they all have a small little dog. So she sicks the little dog onto Chloe. And she's like, I'm going to piss her off. So the dog is like, rah, 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 on Chloe's jeans, and Chloe, for some reason, is carrying a tray, this fucking big of spaghetti. Nothing else on there but a heaping pile of spaghetti. So, of course, she throws the spaghetti into the sky, and who does it fall on? One of her fellow brats. I can't remember who it falls on. I think it falls on Jade. It doesn't really matter because basically there's a huge food fight and the girls get into a massive fight. They haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. This is the first time they're speaking to each other. Is that not crazy? The first time you're speaking to someone, you're covered in fucking spaghetti. So they get into a huge massive fight and then they break that like one statue of the principal and the principal's like, get a attention, covered in spaghetti. So the girls are in like a science classroom and one of them is like standing on a table for some reason. I think the director was just like, we need levels, even if it doesn't make sense. Someone be sitting on the floor and someone be jumping for joy, like levels, right? Dynamic scene. He wanted a dynamic scene. So they get into a huge fight and it's bad, right? Because one girl's like, you don't have a fucking dad. And it's like, what the fuck? And then someone's like, you're poor. And then someone's like, hey, that's like really fucked up. Like she was really there for you when your parents divorced and like all this crazy shit. And then Yasmin, who has been friends with none of these girls, who to be fair has had no friends for 2 fucking years. She looks at them and she goes, you guys, stop. And then they all look at each other and they're like, you're right. So then they're like, we should be friends again. And like, we don't have to like get in with the cliques, right? Like we can be friends with everybody. That's who we are. We can be friends with the jocks and we can be friends with fucking losers, AKA Yasmin. So then, of course, Meredith Baxter Dimley is having a Sweet 16. Apparently, it's her second Sweet 16, but MTV is filming it, so she's pretending that it's her 16th birthday again. She hands out balloons, and whoever like pops it, you know, it's like, oh, that's the table you'll be sitting at. This woman is fucking obsessed with people sitting at tables. This is like her whole fucking identity. She's like, if you pop the balloon and you got the journalism table, you're sitting with the people who do journalism. So everybody pops a balloon except the Bratz. The Bratz are not invited because they don't like to sit at tables, and Meredith is obsessed with sitting at tables. Chloe's mom is pure. She's so pure, right? They have no money. And her mom is asked to do catering for Meredith's Sweet 16. Also, there's like a subplot of like Yasmin singing La Cucaracha with her brother while wearing like a face mask. And apparently that's supposed to be like the most embarrassing thing we've ever fucking seen. So she has this blackmail on Yasmin. She's like, I'm going to be crazy. I have a flash drive with this fucking video and I'm going to ruin your life with it. La, 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 la. It's like she didn't murder someone, right? She was singing a song. So anyway, Meredith has the Bratz dress up like clowns to serve food at her birthday party. Well, Jade is like, I have a fucking sewing machine and I am going to cut up these outfits and we're going to look hot, right? So they cut up all the outfits and they go and they serve and work and do it fiercely. Yes, God. I will say Meredith is a fucking bitch, but she has multiple musical numbers and she eats the fuck down every single time. So Meredith has a song that she performs at her Sweet 16 called Fabulous, which honestly eats the fuck down. My favorite lyrics are, I'm funky, I'm fly, I'm fabulous, and here's why. It's not that you're inferior, it's just that I'm superior. Anyway, she falls in a pool because an elephant like pushes her over. I don't have time to get into the details. So, of course, like every preteen and every teen movie, there's a talent show that the friends have to prepare for. They're like, we're going to do it together. We're going to rehearse and dance and make costumes and sing. Yasmin, you can sing. And she's like, I'm nervous, but I'll do it because you guys are my friends. And of course, Meredith is the one who's hosting the auditions, and everyone is auditioning, right? Everyone is auditioning. And unfortunately, she does not want the Bratz to audition or win the talent show because she wins every year because, of course, she sings a fucking amazing song where she's shitting on the entire student body. Basically, Meredith has like another thing of blackmail on Yasmin and some of the other girls. And she's like, if you do the talent show, I'll reveal all of your bestie's secrets. And your friend. Also, the prize for the talent show was like a full ride fucking scholarship to any college that you want. So the stakes are fucking high. And then Meredith is like, I have a flash drive of the Epstein files and your friends are all fucking on it. And so Yasmin is like, guys, I have to quit the talent show. I can't do it. And so there's another friend breakup. They're like, I trusted you, you fucking bitch. You know, like it's really fucking sad. Anyway, it's the day of the talent show. And they're like, God, I guess we're not going to perform. Like, it's really, really sad. And then they end up performing because there's like this huge blow up thing, like in the middle of the auditorium where Yasmin is like, do it. Expose my secrets and my friend's secrets. Do it. And Meredith's big secret is about Chloe's mom, you know, the pure one. She's like, your mom stole from me. And then everyone's like, Meredith, you're a fucking bitch and you're classist and we don't like you. However, she does perform a really great song called You Know It's All About Me. And she has, I will quote the lyrics for you now. Okay, so the lyrics of her amazing song that she sings is, MySpace, I have 10 million friends. Text me BFF till the end. Page me on your cell and press send. Diva what? Diva who? Diva where? That's me. Honestly, this is a song about me. Anyway, so she eats the fuck down and everyone's like really bad at the talent show because she only let bad people audition and bad people get into the show, so she can definitely win. But what's crazy is she would have had her entire college funded by John Voight. So like, why do you need the fucking scholarship? Who fucking knows? Anyway, the Bratz show up and they perform probably the worst fucking song I've ever heard, but the school loves it. Also, the school marching band is in it. That one deaf kid is DJing. It's a hoot and a holler and a half. So the Bratz perform their shitty song, and these are the lyrics. You know my gratitude is not an attitude. Gonna take the latitude to say that it's okay. It's not a platitude to feel some gratitude. So show your gratitude in each and every way. And that beat, MySpace, I have 10 million friends. Shut up. So at the end, Meredith gets the trophy, right? Because it's rigged in her favor. However, like the CEO of like Fame and Fortune shows up and is like, Bratz, I love what you're doing. You should perform your shitty song on the red carpet. And they're like, you're for real? And then they do. Anyway, you guys, that's the Bratz movie. Did you like it? I love that there were no visuals. You had no clue what was going on. You just had to trust me the entire way. And I think I got everything. Like I've seen this movie so many times. I really think I covered every single possible thing that could have happened in this movie, right? So if I left anything out, don't mention it. Don't say anything. Well, that's the end of this video. I'm really excited for new things happening on this channel. And we'll see. It could be bad. It could be good. But at the end of the day, it's you and me, and that's all that matters. Okay? So I have to leave you with this. You're the butter to my bread, the breath to my life. I love you, darling girl. Okay. That's the end of the video. Look at this. I am the king of content. Okay, bye. I love you.